get started. So, Wrestlepalooza happened. Yeah, it happened. Yeah, it happened. It happened. A lot of backlash about the event. We'll get to it in a second, but ESPN rated it a C minus, and I cannot disagree. Let's actually get into that right now. What ESPN actually graded this show, because that is real interesting to me about the event. It was a real honest thing. So if you thought you were going to get anything biased from ESPN about the WWE product, you're misunderstood, and we're mistaken. So Wrestlepalooza, the final grade, they gave it a C. Now, there's nothing wrong with a C, because trust me, I'm a C student. So there's nothing wrong with a C. I turned out perfectly fine if you think I have. The excellent Vaquer versus Sky match saved this show from being truly average. It was a phenomenal display inside the square circle. Everything else was either underwhelming, the short Rhodes-McIntyre match, or a setup for a future match, Lesnar dominating Cena. For a card that promised to have epic moments, it fell a little short of expectations. So, with that being said, I pretty much 100% agree. I don't disagree at all. I thought the show was mid. I thought it was underwhelming. And when it came to this show, did I think that they would kind of pull out all the stops, and did I think we would have a bunch of match of the year contenders? Sure, because you look at some of the matches you had, Stephanie Vaquer and Io Sky, they did their thing as stated in the article. I 100% agree with that. The Usos and the Vision, I think there was a little left on the table with that, but there's a bigger story, especially with the whole LA Knight thing, and then with Roman Reigns returning eventually, and then the Survivor Series coming up. So there's a lot more longevity towards that story, in my opinion. And the John Cena Brock thing, now, if I had to say anything about that match had to be one of the most Vince things ever, because in my opinion, that's something Vince would do. Like, we were all on a high from the return of Brock Lesnar, because we never thought we would end up seeing him again, but we actually ended up seeing him, and then we don't see him again after a few weeks after SummerSlam until the build for this match, and we kind of get the same old. I will say that the aura, dude has aura. That new entrance with the black and white, fantastic. 48 years old in phenomenal shape, and it's the same old, same old. It was. It's like I'm watching this. I have nothing really to look forward to when I see Brock Lesnar. It was just the same stuff when it came to him and John Cena. Now, I'm interested to see where we get John Cena going from here, because I believe we only have 4 more dates with John Cena, but there's just not a lot of meat left on the bone when it comes to this, especially Brock Lesnar, because I'll give you this. The intriguing thing about Brock Lesnar is the fact that we got that interaction with Paul Heyman, and Paul Heyman even introducing him at Wrestlepalooza. So that's something to keep your eye on. But at the same time, how much can we care about the same old shtick when it comes to Brock Lesnar? Can we see? Am I looking forward to him getting in there with some of the young guys if he's willing to, like Braun Breaker and Gunther, for example? Yes, but what else can Brock Lesnar bring to the table at this point in time? Because in my opinion, he's not really a draw. That's just my opinion personally. I don't think he's bringing anybody in the seats like, okay, Brock Lesnar's here anymore, and I didn't think that 10 years ago either. And my stance isn't going to change when it comes to that as well. It said Stephanie Vaquer, Io Sky, they had an excellent match. The marquee match that I think everybody was most excited for, the tag team match between CM Punk, AJ Lee taking on Rollins and Becky Lynch. I thought that match was fantastic. I thought it was fun. When I say fantastic, I'll just say this. I think it was a lot of fun, because there were some spots. Of course, AJ has some ring rust, and it's also interesting to see, because I talked about this a few weeks ago about when it comes to AJ, when she's in the ring with these newer talents, because this is the first time she's pretty much in the ring with a newer talent that can actually go. So first match back, she has some ring rust, and Becky Lynch made her look like $1 million, and we have to see AJ Lee with this new. We have to see how AJ Lee's style works in today's wrestling with the women that we have today. And I thought that match was really fun. I thought the interaction between all four were great. I thought both women getting their spots, and on the men, I thought was fantastic. Becky and Seth, their chemistry off the charts in that match. I thought it was really good. The one thing nitpick I will give was AJ's like swatting with the hands. I wasn't a big fan of that, but I thought the match was really fun and what it really had to be. And they got an ample amount of it. They got so much time. I was surprised at how much time that tag team match got, but I was really a big fan of that match. I'm glad to see AJ Lee back, and we'll have to see what she has in store for her. More than likely going to be challenging Becky for the WYC Championship, and CM Punk will probably get his lick back on Seth Rollins in the near future as well. And Cody Rhodes and Drew, it's whatever. It is what it is. Like, rumors came out that Cody wanted to drop the title to Drew on Saturday, but it didn't happen. But we'll have to see what happened with that. I do think Drew McIntyre deserves his just due, but it didn't happen. But it is what it is. So that entire article with ESPN, I 100% agree